Hey! What's up? Welcome to Blackwater. Didn't see you there. Good friends telling better stories.
Really snuck up on us there, chat.
So we've been, I think, for the last week.
We were all in our best behavior.
We were talking about actual show things. We've been
unusual changes.
Yes.
I was literally reading a book.
It's so funny that when yeah. Anyway.
Incredible. Okay, so after last week's session, we've all been thinking a lot about this one. So I'm very, very happy to be here with my dear friends. I'm gonna jump into.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell Jess something. It stacks with because you went unconscious. So
Okay.
So two exhaustion from dying. That's what we were talking
That was the
about.
question. How much
You
exhaustion
sickos.
actually dying?
I'm going to talk that we are acknowledging that we are streaming tonight from the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Coast Salish, Stolo, Semiahmoo, Kwantlen, Tsawwassen, and Musqueam First Nations, while our characters play in a world that Tim has created. We are honored to live, work, and play on these lands tonight. As I sometimes do, I'm going to challenge everyone to go to native-land.ca. It's an international website. You can type in your zip code or your postal code wherever you live, and it will tell you the lands of the peoples that you live on. Encourage everyone to go and take a look. A huge thank you to our sponsors and partners. We're proud to be sponsored by Syrinscape because epic games require epic sound. We're also using Epidemic Sound for this campaign as well. We are very grateful to do this campaign in partnership with the wonderful folks of QuestKeep. All of Campaign 2 also now lives over on the BlackwaterDnD YouTube page. We're very grateful to the wonderful folks from QuestKeep for having hosted our beloved little campaign, and we're excited to have it back with all of our other content. C2 episodes will now drop on Fridays at noon, with podcast episodes from the previous week dropping on Mondays at noon. You can type !YouTube in the chat to find our channel link. We'll also want to give a huge thank you to our TechWater team, Chantel and Moise, for keeping us on the rails this evening. I also want to say a huge thank you to the techs here at QuestKeep, who have been training our techs, which means a lot to us, to make sure that we can make this thing all function and work together. So thank you to all of you folks as well. Some very brief programming updates. Episode 48 dropped on the podcast today, and oof, what an episode it was. We also have a Patreon. Jess, can you tell the folks about Patreon?
Absolutely, I can do that, and I can do it quickly and without messing up this time. Patreon is a cool website where you can go. You can support us either with a financial contribution on a monthly basis, $5 and up, depending on the tier you wish to use, or even cooler, perhaps, for free. What do you get for these great prices? You get access to everyone. I was fine until you all giggled. You get access to exclusive content about various things that we're involved in. So one is after every episode, we record Chatwater, which is a show where we debrief what just happened. It's super fun. It's a great way to learn a little bit more about what's going on in our heads, in Tim's head as he's planning out all of this stuff, and just about TTRPG stuff in general. Also, a lot of Godkiller content is up on our Patreon right now, which is super cool. So I'll use that to throw back to Em.
Thanks. I have been doing some sensitivity consulting lately, and I just want to say I was thinking a lot about how we use Chatwater and since we do it right after the sessions, which is not traditionally how we originally did Chatwater when we first started doing it, and de-rolling or debriefing, which is kind of what we do during Chatwater, is a really great way to manage bleed. So it is a way that we prevent ourselves from having lingering feelings, whether those be especially negative ones throughout the rest of the week. So
Rolling, R-O-L-E.
Oh.
So I've been writing a lot about bleed lately and doing a lot of stuff like that. Also, sensitivity consulting is so fun. I love doing it. Okay, but speaking of Patreon, Godkiller is back. Missing things.
Sorry, no, I've just only now fully absorbed Jess's shirt.
Oh,
That's not even...
What's on your nose?
there's some ink on your nose, I think, my friend.
You got.
You might want to go look in a mirror a hot second while
I was
Em
gonna
tells
wait
us
until
about-
the roll.
And if you see any chimneys on the way, don't climb up
Apparently,
like you
my
did
pen
last
is
time.
leaking. I'm just.
It's a pencil.
It's a pencil.
It looks like
So it'll wipe
graphite.
right off.
It looks like graphite.
Gotta stop snorting squid.
It gets me high.
Godkiller is back. If you don't know what Godkiller is, get your act together and go listen. It's an 11-part podcast series where we find the world of Terrace. At the end of its cycle, the gods are cut off from their magic and stuck on the material plane. For better or for worse, it features Yanis and Christian Navarro as my Godkiller. It is a story that's going to pull you in from the very first episode and keep you coming back for more. We are deep in the midst of Arc 3 and drawing closer and closer to the epic 2-part finale, hoping everyone is getting ready for the end. We are also so grateful to be the recipients of the 2024 Crown Grant for Queen's Court Gaming, which is allowing us to submit Godkiller to all of the webfests that are involved in the Audio Fiction World Cup. So if you don't know what the Audio Fiction World Cup is, go look it up. It's really cool. And we've submitted to a bunch of webfests, notably the Minnesota Webfest, the LA Webfest, Toronto, New Jersey. There's one in Sydney. There's one in Italy, which is really cool, at Rio, Cusco in South America. There's
Poison for Cusco?
I literally made that joke last night.
That's not a
Trying to
real
work
place.
a wrong lever.
Yeah, Cusco is not a real place, is it?
Yes, it is.
Cusco's poison?
At least
Poison for Cusco?
that's what the webfest is called. The first arc remains available at the free tier on Patreon, and if you're in love with the series, you can get the rest at the Knucklebone tier and above. Thanks you, everyone, so much for the love and support on the series. We are so grateful. I am also excited to say that Blackwater is going to be at PAX East.
Oh, yeah.
Adam and I will be there representing the crew. You'll find Adam on a panel about networking in the TTRPG space, and I will be in a couple different panels, one of them on own voice storytelling, so using aspects of your identity to inspire you at the table for character creation and the way you tell your story, as well as another one called Losing the Crunch, which is going to be focusing on narratively focused rules-light TTRPGs and how we think they're awesome. Also, I am very thrilled to say that Blackwater is putting on a panel of our own, which is we're calling Behind the Mask. That's MASC, which is examining toxic masculinity in the TTRPG space. It's I'm going to be moderating and really coming at it from like an emotionally grounded, therapeutic perspective, really positioning myself kind of as a mental health professional and talking about masculinity and some of the toxicity of it. And we are Adam is going to be on the panel.
Playing devil's advocate.
Cutting you down. So you monster.
Do these panels work like WWF where like you need
need
Someone says something when you bleed.
someone hits you with a chair.
I am thrilled that we've got an amazing group of panelists to come join us. We have our dear friend Weston, Arcane Anthems, Omega Jones, who's better known as Critical Bard, Jeremy Cobb from Three Black Halflings, as well as Emery, and I'm going to pronounce their last name. I'm so sorry, Emery, if I'm pronouncing this. Kelsberg from Storyteller Squad, who is just, they're all so fantastic, and I'm thrilled about this one. We're going to be there, so please come say hi. We'll probably have some stickers and high fives, for sure. So details are going to be around socials all over the place, so stay tuned for more details. And that's it. Grab your tissues, grab your spider milk, grab your jorts, and your best friends. Whether you are new with us tonight or you have been with us for ages, you're coming in at a really tense point. So prepare yourselves, friends. Thank you so much for your support. It is through community that we can make amazing things happen. And we hope you feel super welcome at our table. Chantel, please roll the clip. Roll the clip.
No, we're good.
All right, so for those of you just joining us tonight, last week the party fought off the multi-headed Garm Wolf that ambushed them. After the fight, they took some time to rest while they puzzled over the nature of the creature. Thistle and Esper set off to explore a nearby cave, and as they did, Mark, Miri, and Shy were set upon by two nearly invisible wind eaters. Shy bravely fought them off, but not before Mark, Miri, and their new animal companion Char were killed. Thistle managed to revive Miri, who in turn was miraculously able to bring back Mark, not realizing the cost the miracle carried. As the party wrestled with the events that had taken place, it became clear that things had changed for everyone. And we pick up. As Thistle, you stand out on the ledge, having just spoken to Harkoon, the living memory, with your watch nearly coming to an end. What would you like to do?
Are any of the moons out?
At the moment, Van Dyne is out.
I would just sort of glance up at Van Dyne, knowing that she'd seen what's happened.
Mm-hmm. You feel the moonlight on your skin. Cool, but enveloping.
Now, Tim, we've never really spoken about it.
Mm-hmm.
Can she perceive things that are happening? So if I was to speak, would she be able to hear me?
You assume so.
Okay.
You've had instances in the past where you've spoken directly to the moon, and you've gotten a response in various ways.
I would look up to Van Dyne and I would say, we're going to have to deal with that one.
You see a moth flying through the sky as it lands on your shoulder. You feel it kind of crawl behind your back. As it drops down, you feel an embrace from behind. You feel that cool touch surround you. And you feel and see almost spectral hands around you, hugging you from behind.
I would place my hands over those hands, and I would just say, every time I think things are getting easier or simpler, it just seems to fall apart more.
You feel the hair kind of cascade over your shoulder. I'm here. Even if you can't see me.
I know. And I would let her hands go, sort of let her drift away.
You see the moth fly up into the sky, disappear.
I would wait for the rest of my watch,
All right.
and then I would go in and I think I would wake.
You knew that Shy was taking second watch.
No, the watches are done. Are they not?
I thought you.
No, you guys took the first watch, so there's
okay.
still one more watch.
I would wake Shy.
Yeah.
It's your turn. Esper, we need to get some sleep.
Okay.
Can I tell if there's any, because obviously I didn't hear the conversation they had outside. Can I tell if there's any, like, tenseness between the two of them?
Not from Esper's end, for sure.
Okay.
No, not from Thistle's end either.
Okay. Okay.
It's fine. Everybody seems tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I haven't. I mean, I was sleeping, but I didn't hear anything down the tunnels. I'll be good. I'm okay. Just get some sleep. I can take this one alone. I'm okay.
No, there should be two of us.
They need to sleep.
Yes, they need to sleep. I do not.
They
Esper, get some rest.
I can stay up.
No, there's no reason for three of us to be up.
No, that's what I'm saying. You get to bed.
I'm quite all right.
this is the best way to solve it.
There's nothing to solve, Esper.
1, 2, 3 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. You're going to bed, mate.
All right.
Okay.
He doesn't go to bed.
Look,
Breaking the rules of fucking pro shampoo, that is...
look.
That's
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, you pick up on something now.
Oh, I do.
No, that was, I'm just...
Look, I did not take any hits in that fight. Thistle's right. There is no use in 3 of us being up. I have finally got my feet back underneath me after being tired for days. One of you's going to be tired if you choose to stay up. I don't think you should be. I think you should both go to bed. Please. Please.
I'll give a mental command to Skeletor to keep watch with
Sounds
Jai,
good. Yep.
and then I'll go to bed. I'll also give a mental command to Skeletor. Should combat happen at any time, this is like a standing command.
Yeah.
If combat happens, Skeletor needs to get out, like as far from combat as safely possible.
Okay.
And stay nearby, but like don't put themselves like there's no like attack
Right.
command. It's all stay safe, dodge action, everything in your power to not get hit command.
As I'm kind of like getting ready for my watch, I see Esper kind of go and I guess bed down, and I go over to him first and I kiss him on the cheek. And just kind of like give him a nudge in my head. You're good.
Don't get hit by any boulders.
I didn't get hit by the wind. I'm fine.
God, put that as your like subtitle on your autobiography.
My mama's got 40,000 names. I probably should start collecting at least 1 or 2.
Wind dodger.
That's fine. Go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go over to Thistle. What is Thistle doing before he beds down?
This is not bedding down. This was sitting against at the
You know this guy was a tree, right?
where this was sitting where you kind of were sleeping, and that's where it goes down to the further down into the caves, and he's sitting sort of propped up against the wall, and he's staring directly at Mark.
I think I catch that eye line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried too. I know. I know it's different, but I'd feel the same way if it was Adri. It's fierce, that feeling. You want to save them from everything.
I don't want to save him from everything. He can look after himself. But this is not an even relationship he has with this being.
No. My God, Deeps, no.
I just want to give him an even footing.
Okay. Well, I got your back, and I got his back. I'm gonna not let anything happen to him.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's our choice.
Well, then we just gotta fucking try. Because the alternative feels a shit ton worse.
I fear that if we push him to choose, he's not going to choose the side we want him to. We have to tread carefully. Not because of the goo, but rather because I don't know if Mark sees him as a problem.
If I've learned anything, whether that was in Yoren or Ellery, about problems in power dynamics in relationships, is that no matter how hard you try, everything always comes out. Everything does. People can't hide that. I'm gonna ask you something, and I think this is like 80% for me, but I'm gonna hope it's about 20% for you. Can you hug me, please?
And this would get up and embrace.
Oh,
Hi.
Shy just like falls. Like there's just a complete giving of weight. It's like you have seen her just be like, yeah, okay, good, I'm good, and this is the one moment where she gets to not be good.
And I think Thistle would sort of say, so that only she can hear, "You did good today, Shy. They would be gone if it was not for you."
Thank you.
I know you like to bear guilt, but there is none to bear today.
Okay.
You did good.
Just keep telling me that. I might believe it one day. I'm gonna go do my watch.
All right.
Can I leave him be?
All right. You head outside the cave. You kind of look out over the,
That's sweet, sweet Skelly baby.
you know, this Skeletar comes and sits next to you. Just at attention. I'll have you make a perception check.
And I'll make one for the tunnel.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
finally not a disadvantage.
Is it with advantage because we have Skeletar there?
Yeah, can Skeletar
Surely
give
give
the help
them
action?
I don't think so. Because she would, like, I'm going to say no.
It's a body, right? Like it's not
Yeah.
her. It's
Yeah.
Perception, you said?
I can check the zombie stats.
Yours might be at disadvantage because you are exhausted now. You do take a level of exhaustion because you're not taking a. You're not taking a rest.
Sleepy.
21.
21.
that is going to be math. 15.
15. Okay. You look out. Van Dyne has set at this point, so it's quite dark. It's only the light of the stars.
No
out.
Riese.
No Riese. So it's quite dark over the basin.
Do I see a red glow coming from the basin?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Do
Do I hear people have been talking about the singing stones, and people have been talking about like things being carried, the sound on the wind up here. I have advantage on all checks made with hearing.
You had heard some
Or howling.
earlier in the day. You did hear some of that, like resonance that was coming from the especially when the wind picked up.
Yeah.
Right now there is not really any wind.
Okay.
So it's fairly quiet. It's actually very quiet.
Okay.
Again, you don't hear any of those animal sounds that you're used to hearing. So it's a bit eerie in a way.
Okay.
But the wind has died down.
Is the belt back?
As you go to kind of like, you put your hands on your hips, and yeah, you feel the belt
Sick one.
around your waist. With the 21, you look down and kind of keep your eyes trained on the tunnel, and you don't see anything. It's fairly quiet. Later on in your watch, you see kind of a faint blue flicker of light. It kind of glows for a bit and then passes. But it's brief and it's very faint down the tunnel.
Question: with the 2 watches that I've taken, can I get a short rest over that period of time? Or how does short rest work for actively watching?
Well, it's like you're supposed to be resting, so it's like a
Okay.
rest period for an hour.
But you can take a short rest like before we get ready as the start of the day.
Yeah, I'll
Oh, probably eating breakfast.
Yeah. But as your watch comes to an end, Shy, the wind does pick up as the morning light starts to break, and you do hear those kind of resonant sounds all throughout the peaks that you're at and beyond, as they come in at different frequencies, kind of long, almost. Some of them are more like humming. Some of them feel more like open sounds,
Okay.
Almost choral in nature.
Any words
As they come
made
and
up?
pass. Nope.
No.
Just open sounds.
And that's when the wind picks up.
Yep.
I would,
Light breaks.
as the light
You're
comes up,
welcome
I think I kind of take a minute to feel the sun, even though it's cold, because we're so high up, just kind of like hit my skin and like warm that for just a moment. And then take the heaviest sigh, just like go inside and like slowly start making coffee.
Okay. All right. You all come to. Ready for the day. What would you like to do?
Do you need to, you said that you would have to do stuff every day for Char.
You would see Char slump still, and I would go over and sit down,
Yep.
recast. And I'm dead. I'll look over at Spirit Char,
Kind of gives a nod.
and I'll do it again. Yeah.
Miri would go over and check on Mark.
Hey, how are you?
Alive?
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. I was kind of thinking,
Sounds dangerous.
yeah, no.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I just, well, actually, if I may, I just want to sort of ting 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 on his little fucking bull. I just wanted to say, I know things got a little tense with the mortality last night, but I just wanted to say thank you collectively for us being here, and I know I was short with you, Thistle. I'm sorry about that, but we're all here, and you know, the basin's that away, and go team. I don't know. It just we're all here, and that's good. We're all good, right?
Yeah. I don't know what dying's like, and now it strikes me that there is a majority of us that have, at least once.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know what kind of help I could be, but ask and know that there's space to talk about that stuff. I don't think you have to worry about any of us not like shying away from any of that.
I'll mark that down.
Well done. Also, I'm gonna pull out of my bag before we go. I'm gonna put down the adventurer's registration form. We're gonna fill this out right now because there could be a time when not all of us are able to fill that out. So we're gonna pick a name and we're gonna do it right now.
Doing it right now?
We're doing it right now.
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
So what am I writing down? And I pull a pencil out of my bag.
Don't look at me. I don't care what we're called. I just care who we are.
Oh boy, pressure's on. Fuck. I'm looking at you. You're looking right into your eyes, hoping I'll be inspired. And I've got nothing. It's
There
empty.
is the one thing that we've been saying at the end of everything. We carved it into all those tables in that house you left.
Metal. It's cool to graffiti things.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were suggesting the name metal. I was like, no, that's not what we carved.
You're metal.
We carved.
Metal, but METTLE.
Or MEDDLE.
Yeah.
It's metal.
I don't get letter jokes unless they're in Draconic.
I repeat it back, translating it to Draconic, and try to make the pun.
Does that joke work in Draconic?
Roll for it.
Sure.
Not at all.
That's a 10. So,
Not really.
might translate.
Mark assumes it should. Oh, I get it. That's funny. Because the words play.
So we're gonna drop this off when we get back to Tywin. And we've been saying the phrase best wishes over and over and over again. It's how we've been ending conversations. It's how we've
Letters.
been sending people off. And letters.
Best wishes.
Yeah.
Hello, we are Best Wishes. Who sent you best wishes?
It's better than nothing because we don't have one as of yet, and I'm not letting us leave this
would've been
fucking
best wishes.
cave
Thistle, what do you
without
reckon?
it.
I don't know.
Can we change it later if we change our mind?
Well, we haven't handed in the form yet, so before we hand in the form, yes, we can.
But after we hand in the form, can we...
I'm sure there's another 5 forms I'm going to have to fill out, but I'll fill them out if we need to.
Okay. Well, then let's do it.
Okay.
Best wishes. Best wishes. Best wishes. Best wishes.
I write the name best
Best
wishes on the
wishes.
form, and that's enough for me. I tie it up, and then we can go.
Okay. All right. You head out. You head through. Are you heading towards the edge of the basin?
Yeah.
It's about a little under a day's travel, you reckon, probably about a half a day.
Yep.
As you make your way through, who's taking the lead?
I'll take the lead.
All right, I'll have you make a survival check. Yeah, you can help. So it'll just be a flat roll, I
You're
believe.
so sleepy.
I am sleepy. Guidance myself. 29.
29. You make your way through the kind of paths of the peaks,
Not at all.
and you find yourself fairly close. You're probably a few hundred feet away from where you can see the basin starts relatively abruptly. But you notice just off to your left, probably about, you reckon maybe 10 minutes away, you can see there is a little plateau that kind of looks out. Part of it looks out over you can see like a little ravine, but the rest of it you can see there's a little, the beginnings of like a cave, but it's fairly shallow. You can see into it. But you see there are 3 stone pillars that are varying sizes. There's one that's probably about 3 feet, one that's about 5 feet, and one that looks like it's maybe about 7 feet. And their width is probably a couple of feet across. And you can see they each have holes in them, in the stone. And with your 29, you can hear as the wind is passing, kind of passing through them, but they're not all facing in the same direction. So they're not all making sound. But you can see they are kind of there, and they look quite weathered and very old.
Do I notice any like ruins on them that remind me of what Froome used to carve?
Hard to tell at this distance.
Okay.
They're still about 10 minutes away, so a few hundred feet probably. So you'd have to get closer to go and check it out.
So basin, essentially edge in one direction, and then kind of off to the side.
Yeah, and it runs parallel to the basin, so it's just a little bit farther, but you're still about the same distance from the basin.
I reckon those would be the singing stones then.
Yeah.
So I was going to bring up
probably
this
go take a
morning
look.
the name thing took precedence, but the thing you mentioned when the wind was dead, there was no sounds.
Yeah.
And then the winds picked up and there was sound. So
Maybe we go take a look.
I'm guessing
I
those are the
think we should,
singing
because
stones.
I'm wondering if Marlery has passed through here, there might be some sign that she's been there, or at least this is probably one of the last places that seems to have some sort of like civilization touching it before we head right down into the basin. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look.
Looking at the holes, do they look carved or do they look like they might have happened?
They look carved. Yeah, you make an investigation check as you get closer.
It's the weirdest bounce. It was like, I'm going to be a 2, 15.
Sometimes it's nice that way.
Yeah, it does sometimes do that. 24 total.
24.
Oh no. Oh, the
No,
other
it's
one is good
it's
though.
good.
But you lost them at 20.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Can't be survival.
No, this one's investigation.
What about perception?
Unless you were a dwarf, then I would allow you to make
Oh,
a nature
perception.
check. But none of you chose the best species, so that's fine.
Wow.
23.
23.
Heard it here, folks.
So
Tim loves dwarves and that he's never been shy about saying.
never been shy about that. They're the best. So you both, as you get closer, you look. You can see there's indentations, but these things have been weathered for so many years. Any lettering that may have been on them is gone. But you can tell that there was at some point likely something carved on them. They've just been worn down by the wind and whatever kind of debris has blown through here, and sand and grit and stuff like that. But you can tell that the holes, they are carved at different sizes, so their tones are slightly different. And you can see that 2 of them are facing in the same direction, and the third one is slightly off.
Is there anything coming through 'em right now?
There is a little bit of wind, so you're getting a little bit of sound, but not much.
I think.
Out of the one that's off, or the 2 that are?
The 2 that are
I'm gonna try and turn the one.
okay. Make a strength check or athletics check.
Disadvantage.
As I see Thistle, and I think I put together, you would kind of feel a little rustle.
I'll give you a bardic.
A rustle of like any sort of gravel around feet, knowing that I can cast gust of wind. So if we need wind or air moved through them to make sound, we can do that.
Athletics, you said?
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be a 17.
17. You start to push, and it takes quite a bit of effort, but you feel it kind of grinding, like, and you clear away some of the grit and dirt from the ground, and you can see there are very, very old, like very thin grooves that you can see, and you manage to twist it enough so it lines up with the other 2.
I think that if the stone singers are still around, they haven't been here for a while.
It makes sense.
This is the kind of thing you maintain.
Yeah.
But
You
what was
hear
the
that kind of
purpose?
faint, as the wind, like very faintly, you hear that kind of a 3-part harmony, but it's very faint.
Do you want me to try?
Can I?
Yes.
Can I make?
This is cool. We should absolutely fuck with it. It will make a lot of noise probably and alert anything that is around to our presence. Which
This is an interesting question now. How much of what happened at the end of campaign 1 made it into the public knowledge?
Whoa.
Probably not very much.
Okay. So this is not something that he would know about the exploits of Blackwater with like harmonies and harmonic keeper, and because if that was public knowledge at all, Thistle would know.
We've
No,
established that
because
Thistle knows the
the
canon.
super fan.
No, because the Calabrian harp is a secret. It's a very
Classified.
yeah.
So in
That's
his
definitely
mind,
redacted in this in
in
the
his
fancy
mind,
files.
in his mind, no one knows what happened to Kale. Kale just vanished.
Yeah, Kale vanished
Okay.
at the end.
All right. Never mind then.
yeah, absolutely blow it. You know, it just lets everyone know that we're here, which might be good. Because if there are stone singers around, they'll probably say like, "Oh, someone's singing our stones. How nice."
Can I?
Can you give me just a minute before you do, though?
Yeah.
I just want to try something. I'm going to walk over and listening to the sounds. The morning, the like thing that I get to change my proficiency. I'm going to try and tap in with like the local spirits and try and get proficiency in like this music. Basically, so if we need an extra note, I can use my Pipes of Haunting to try and like blend with the music, but I basically just want proficiency for today to be in stone singing music.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I stand, because gust of wind is like a 30-foot line.
Mm-hmm.
I think I stand probably about, I don't want to hit the stones immediately with like a very hard, I want it to be melodic. I'm an artist. I understand that art sometimes has to be done gently. And so I'm going to stand back, and I think Shai just kind of like instinctually puts her hands up and blows through, and I'm going to cast Gust of Wind in a straight line, straight down at the stones.
Like across the holes.
Yeah.
Cool.
You blow it through, and you hear this beautiful 3-part harmony resonates through the mountain peaks and settles over the basin. As it echoes through, you hear as the back of the cave starts to drop down. You see inside a cavernous space. You can see there is a mural that's been carved into the stone inside, and in its center you see there is another stone, but this stone, as opposed to having a hole through it, has almost been carved like a mouthpiece. You can see light kind of dappled through tiny holes that have been carved inside, illuminating this long forgotten temple.
Cool.
I want to go down in there.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
Can I just give me 1 sec?
Oh, yeah.
I would like to go, if I can, just like run up to the edge of the basin. Because before we go in here, I just want to, do I see anything blue?
Make a perception check.
Can I just like, I'm going to go look at the edge of something. I'm going to need all the help I can get.
I don't know. I can assist when
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
at disadvantage.
That's
I
right.
can't help you.
No, a bardic is better than
I
that.
can give you a guidance as well. I can bardic and guidance. at
Okay,
the
so I
same
take
time.
those, I run as fast as I can over to the edge, and I'm going to look and see.
Make a perception check.
When she goes, Mark just creates his invisible eye and follows her. He's not gonna run, but he's gonna keep an eye on her.
Bardic
What
is
is
a
the
D.
mural?
What?
I'll describe it once you step inside.
You don't get that for free.
I'm going to investigate the mouth just to make sure there's no extra traps.
8,
Have a look at your sex tape.
10, 14,
There's always traps in the mouth.
flirty 20.
30, 20. You look down into the basin, and you can see there is kind of a haze that sits inside of it. You can see a bit of greenery down at the bottom around the edges. And you see a very tall woman, looks to be made of stone, gazing up in your direction, standing probably 10 feet above the haze.
Stone?
Looks to be stone, yeah.
Does she have frills on her head?
No.
Can I clock any of the features?
From this distance, it's hard to tell. She doesn't look to be moving,
Okay.
but she looks relatively angular from this distance.
Okay. So can't tell
Broad
from
shoulders.
here. Carved or petrified. Can't tell from here. Okay. I take out my sketchbook, and I'm going to take a very brief sketch, like a super just quick line sketch of what I see, the haze, the greenery, the statue, in the proximity of everything. And I'm going to, essentially, I am here, I am looking down at this from this point if I need to know an entrance back in, and I run back. And I would show everyone what I found. I thought it was going to be more barren in the bottom, like if something was lifted or taken out, but there's life, there's greenery down there. We're going to find, there's going to be things down there. We're going to have to go look. I didn't see, I went to look for my mother. I didn't see her, but there's a statue down there I'd like to take a look at some point.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
But let's go inside.
All right.
Cool mural. I wonder what's on it.
You step inside, and you can see it is just the one kind of open space. Around the edges, you can see there are depictions of large figures. They look predominantly female. Standing amongst them are a number of smaller creatures of what looks like many, many different species. All standing together, you can see the taller figures with their arms outstretched that all kind of culminate in the centerpiece, where you can see one of the larger figures up in the air, curled around something that's been painted. You can see kind of faintly red, as red lines kind of spring up from beneath their feet up into this ball that's being carried by one of the larger figures that is above the rest of them, as if it's rising into the sky. And you can see depictions of those stone pillars amongst them as this thing rises into the sky.
Stone pillars among the tiny people, thing rising into the sky.
And there's somebody like draped around, like if it was like a ball, there's somebody draped around the outside of it.
Exactly.
On the top.
Almost as if embracing it.
Do we see any features on the?
Yeah.
She looks female. You can see her kind of long, and you can tell the stone has been like painted greenish. There's bits of it that are green, but she looks quite angular, large in stature.
Same, looks the same.
Similar.
This is the same.
She's holding this kind of reddish ball.
Whoever that
The
is
lines
down
are-
there this is her. I don't know anything about the gods or anything like that. I have no idea who this could be.
Well, I have an idea how we might find out. You can mouth that piece or what?
I would like to pull out my wand of secrets.
Ooh,
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Also, just a little side note, the eye is sitting behind us.
Okay.
We've been ambushed like twice, and so it's just sitting like a ways back. It's invisible.
Yep.
If anyone's sneaking up on us, Mark is getting wise to the being hunted thing.
Okay.
I pull the wand out, kind of tap it, and then
You point it, and just below that red orb, it points to it. But to you, it just looks like
a wand.
stone.
Secret?
It's gonna
I
open there.
am going to use my proficiency in stone singing instruments to play this mouthpiece.
Yes.
Would you like me to make some sort of
Performance
check?
check, please.
Guidance.
Oh, yeah.
Extra guidance.
Bad advice. Yeah, you really want to use a lot of tongue.
Do you have performance proficiency?
Not at all.
Okay, good. I was, okay.
Okay.
And guidance?
Mm-hmm. Still good.
Can't even keep it in your own dice box.
Listen, all right?
I know
a lot
you
of
guys
dice
wanna
box
come
territory,
be
and I like to
friends.
be
They
loose
wanna
with my
come be
dice
friends.
roll.
Focus on the embouchure. Keep going.
Modified 20.
All right.
Flirty 20.
Modified 20.
Modified 20.
Playing fucking Cyberpunk.
We're playing a lot of
augmented
Pathfinder
20.
video games.
This deep, resonant sound, almost as if it's coming from the mountain itself, is acting as this resonance piece. As you see more holes kind of poke through, as wind is being blown through, you hear this beautiful orchestral harmony that seems to radiate through this whole mountaintop.
I feel like the visual of it as Esper kneels down to blow through the mouthpiece. They would. Come on, man.
Look, last session was really heavy.
Listen,
We're
I
trying to
didn't make
find
a
our
joke.
Deagles.
I didn't make a joke about the Gandalf moth. I kept that to myself. Kept that in my heart. Then the
didn't make a
Gandalf
joke,
moth
I
turned up.
just giggled.
I didn't make any joke about the eagles.
I just giggled. Go back to the mouthpiece.
Yeah, put your lips back on that mouthpiece.
Get down on your knees.
Get on your knees and put your lips down.
No.
Don't get on your knees, just sort of bend at the waist.
Just
Is
bend
that
at
what you're
your
picturing?
waist
Squat.
and blow.
Squat.
Deep knee squat.
Just take one knee.
The others would see the kind of outline of a very large figure playing the instrument. Instrument's a bad word too. We're back on the hog issue. There's no good words. They would essentially just see like the spirit that is allowing Esper to know how to play this,
Alright.
playing it with Esper.
So you see, as you play, you watch as the stone underneath that red orb melts away like it were water. And you see there is a bust underneath of a much more detailed version of that woman on the wall, you assume, with kind of angular features and craggy skin, almost like that of shale or mountain rock. And you see around her neck, you can see a pendant with a half-moon charm. And you can see atop her head there is a circlet. you can see with weaving metal that comes up, and at the ends of it there is what looks like maybe diamonds or some kind of yellow stone that have this kind of faint light to them.
And these are the actual articles, or they are?
There's real
They're real
pieces on the
pieces
bust.
on
So
the
there's a
bust.
pendant and a circlet.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, well,
Almost like a crown.
Esper, can you do the thing?
Yeah.
are we?
Can I do? This is a bit of a. Can I do an insight check to get a sense of these like spirits that I've tapped into in order to play this instrument? Like, would taking this be bad? Like, how did they
Offensive.
feel about the
Yeah.
idea of us taking this? Like, I'll step towards it, and I just want to get like an insight check of
I mean, they're not here, are they?
how the
Make,
the vibe around me changes.
Roll a d20 and add your charisma.
That's a nat 20.
Yes, hell.
Oh yeah.
As you step forward, you see the spirits kind of around you, and again, of all different species, you can see they're wearing what look like very, very, very old style of clothing, more like furs and.
Do I see any? Sorry to interrupt, but do I see any similarities in design as the wizard we woke up?
Fun.
Like, is that
Great
old?
question.
Are we doing that old?
No, less tailored. Think
Older.
even more.
But older.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It looks like simple animal skins that have maybe been kind of
Dawn
roughly
of time.
sewn
Almost
together.
Dawn of
Stone
time.
Age. Whole.
And you see them all as this sound continues to echo through. It looks as though they are singing along with it. And they look peaceful. They don't look malevolent.
So yeah, I get the sense that taking these would be right. Yeah. I think we've got the green light.
Do you just want to back up a bit?
Can
and
I?
I'll fuck
Can
with
I?
it?
No. Can I check it for? I can check it for traps.
Oh yeah.
I can also check it for traps.
I was gonna bumble into some traps, but from a safe distance.
I mean, one of us could help you with the other.
I could just put it on.
Proficiency in investigation.
Oh no. I
Sleight of
can.
hand.
I didn't get to put it on, did
I
I?
can disarm them. If
Not
you
really.
find them, I can disarm
I
them.
will.
That's right.
I will investigate.
Street kids team.
All right.
For traps. That's
Nice.
a 26.
You look. There doesn't appear to be any traps.
Okay, we got a bit of time.
I fumble on them a little bit just in case he missed anything. Just sort of jostle
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, you jostle them.
Do we feel like we have a bit of time
You're fine.
for
Yeah.
me to figure this out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's take a
down.
moment.
I'm gonna
Forgotten treasures is in an ancient
I mean-
temple, mate. This is.
If you're feeling a bit peaky, or we did that in the morning. That's
I'll
fine.
just try it on.
No,
Is that what you're suggesting? I'll put
I was
them on.
gonna say we
I
can
did
get
that
a bit of a
and-
rest here, but you.
No, I'll just put them on.
No, I'm gonna check them.
All right.
I'm gonna cast a ritually cast identify for both of them.
While he does that, I'm gonna cast Good Berry
Okay.
at first level, and I'm gonna hand out 2 berries per person. Everyone gets 2 berries. If someone dies, you put it in their mouth and you smush it.
And you mash.
No.
Massage the throat.
No. As a diabetic, you mush it in your hand and then you smear it on their gums.
Yes.
That's the best way
Now
to
you
wake
can
up a
bring people
diabetic.
back.
Don't force a diabetic to eat or drink something. You'll kill them. But if you have honey. I'm gonna retire.
No honey go.
You missed it. I just fingered a ghost. Like,
Honey.
Honey, honey.
Oh.
Whoa.
Woo. TikTok.
As you
You're gonna be Honey Boy next.
as you finish as you are finishing your ritual cast,
it's so good.
you learn that the names of these, and I'll send you these as well. But the necklace is called the Charm of the Moon, and the crown is called the Crown of Whirling Comets. And as you finish, you see with your arcane eye the Garm Wolf
Oh fuck!
starting to approach.
The same thing, like that we.
Everyone be chill. The Garamel's coming. How far away is it?
It's just come over the side of the basin, so it's a few hundred feet away.
A few hundred feet away.
I'm gonna put the necklace on.
Okay, you attune to the necklace.
You
You
just
don't
take
have an
it.
eye. I don't have a time because attunement takes an hour, does it not? There's a
Attunement takes an
fucking
hour. And
I know.
wolf.
I'm just gonna put it on.
They are fully in my hands.
I know, but I'm just gonna put it on.
Snatch!
Put it on.
Shut the fuck up. Everyone hide. It's fine. We can fucking pounce on this thing. We can ambush it for once. It's
But
happening.
wait. The crown and the
Okay, put
necklace,
it on and then hide.
It might recognize them. It is guarding something.
Is I think I have a theory about who that is, or maybe who that. But anyway,
We don't have time for this.
We don't have time.
Miri grabs Mark's arm and pulls him into
Oh,
like
wait,
cover.
I have the best chance of. If anyone has to wear them, it has to be Shy. She can actually speak to the wolf. That's true. Yeah, Shy, put them on. Put them on, Shy.
Okay. So I
You
put on
put them
this this item and
Curse.
Triple curse!
You turn into a small, round
don't
stone
half-ass
ball.
anything. If I'm going to be cursed,
Yeah.
I might as well.
No,
all of
you're
my
not
moves
attuning
be
to them.
fully-
All right, so
Very
you
fully
put on the crown
Yeah.
and
Just
the
wear it.
necklace.
And I've got the belt on too.
And you do have the belt.
Let's go.
I go hide.
All right.
I don't.
You stand.
Wow.
You do come out of the cave or you stay inside?
I stand behind.
I
wherever
think
Shy
I
goes.
think I'm not. I don't think I'm scared of it.
Okay.
I attempted to call it last night. I attempted to entreat with it and be like, "Fucking talk to me." Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not scared of it.
Having been on the bad
Wait.
end of its psychic
Sorry.
howl bad
I-
times, 1 second.
Yeah.
Is the cave deep enough that if Shy were the originating spot, I could be far enough back that I would not get hit by it? Shy, if you're gonna not hide, go forward.
No, I was gonna go out of the cave.
Okay, that's great for me.
Also, like, I made that choice prior to knowing, but Esper would have known. I feel like it is that neither of these require attunement.
Oh, they should.
Oh, should they? Okay.
Oh, no, certainly the crown does.
Okay.
Certainly the crown.
The necklace is a one-off thing, so it does not require attunement.
Do you tell me what they do before I go outside?
Well, I don't think you should be wearing them.
Oh.
I think we should use the like diplomacy of talking to the wolf as much as we can, but I think at least the charm should be on someone who can utilize the charm because it's a very solid spell casting thing.
You can try. This is all happening pretty quick. Like the Garm Wolf is.
They're on me at
Yeah.
this point. I don't know if we
Okay.
have time.
Well,
to
no,
do
I said
that.
I put them on her
Yeah.
prior to knowing what they
Yeah.
did.
Well, we got it now.
Yeah, it's
So-
fine, whatever.
You see the Garm Wolf approach. You can see its 3 heads as it walks towards you, Shy.
Cast speak with animals.
You watch as it looks at you, and all 3 heads bow, and it lays down on the ground.
Can you understand me?
It doesn't say anything.
I go a bit closer to it. And I kneel down in front of it. And I reach out the back of my hand. As if giving it the opportunity to, like, sniff first.
See all 3 heads kind of lick your hand.
I give a scritch. I, like,
It stands up, and it turns and it begins walking towards the basin.
are we supposed to follow you?
One of the heads kind of looks over his shoulder.
I think we're supposed to follow it.
I'm gonna try something. I will follow, but you need to wait for me.
It stops.
Will you sit and wait for me, please?
It turns and waits.
Okay. If we need to spend some more time in this cave, then we do that, but we have an escort. And I don't think it's here to harm us. For now.
Vibe check on the wolf? Is it just cool about Shy?
I was right behind Shy the entire
You
time.
make an animal handling check.
Oh, I'm good at those. 12.
12. I mean, Esper was pretty close.
Okay, seems chill.
Can we try something?
Yeah.
Could you take the circlet and the necklace off?
Of course.
I'm just curious, is it responding to that of the belt? We haven't actually interacted with them since we've gotten the belt.
I take the diadem and the necklace off.
Does it...
Still looks at all of you.
It's the belt. It's the belt.
And I-
All right.
It might not even be the belt. Might be the music.
We called. It answered.
Yes, that's a good point.
I've been thinking that I wonder if what we know of the Singing Stones is that Froome hadn't seen them for a long time, but my sense is they were the original people of these mountains, and perhaps these creatures, these Garm Wolf, or whatever iterations it's called in, were its protectors, its pack creatures that accompanied them, and the Singing Stones have been gone or are missing for a long time, and we have now called, and it answered. And maybe the belt gives me a bit of something with this thing, but I'm not going to look a gift wolf in the mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
The pendant probably should go to Miri. It lets you cast a pretty powerful spell. Like, you get to pick a spell, but then it's done. Having an emergency spell on you might be worthwhile.
On
Yeah.
you, particularly, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that the one that's moon coated?
No, that
The
Yeah, that's
Charm of the Moon.
Charm of the Moon, yeah.
Wow.
I would say
The crown would either be good on Thistle or Mark.
I would say possibly the necklace would allow me to also be able to heal,
and
rather than just having one person who can.
It's also moon themed, mate.
So I could theoretically cast Revivify, which I wouldn't usually be able to cast.
You could cast Raise Dead. You could cast. I don't know how.
It's fifth.
well, that's
level
Raise
down.
Dead.
That's good.
That's great.
It's if we misrun.
It's a one-time thing.
I'm just thinking it would.
No.
I almost never go down.
I think Thistle's right. The
that's
problem
a
we
not
had,
bad idea.
well, among other problems, but the problem that happened yesterday was that I went down. So having insurance would be great.
yeah.
Then the crown would either be good on either of you two.
I think Miri.
Who would wear it better?
Miri.
What? Miri, put it on.
Roll hot
Yes,
check.
perfect.
Hot, roll for hot.
Roll for hot. It's a 17 on the dice.
Oh, yeah.
And then Mark, put it on.
Okay.
I really want this.
19 on the dice.
I personally think that Miri should wear it.
It looks
Insight check. He doesn't believe that.
it looks better on Mark.
18?
No offense, but
No, 16. Excuse me.
What does it do?
Yeah,
didn't see it on me.
I'm just thinking.
I sent it to the.
Oh, you sent it to the group chat? I haven't.
You know that I know it looks better on you, but
it
I
allows you
think.
to
I think
fly.
Miri. I think Miri should wear it.
It allows you to fly.
Really feeling this?
And it allows you to cast
It allows you to fly.
spells and shit.
Yes, I think it's. I think it's better suited
That's
for
so
Miri.
cool. Do you want it, Mark?
Well, I just think I look hot in it.
You
do, you
but,
look amazing.
Good.
But
what
Miri
we
would
might
be
be able
more
to do
suited
is
to
Miri uses it like as a tool, and then we go get you one fashioned that looks exactly like it because it's very flat and
Now, look, intentionality matters. If it's gonna keep people alive, you can keep it.
Thanks.
I just think, like,
Cool.
there's a certain side of me that I know that I should explore now. Like, I never saw
Circlets?
myself as a circlet guy.
No, really, it fucking does it. Yeah.
It looked really good.
Thank you.
We'll get you a
Okay.
circlet
Looks
next-
really good on
next
you.
time. Thank you.
If we're good, then here we go.
Alright.
Did my mom ever tell me the story of how Riese got its name? Was it named after a woman?
No, I don't think your mom knew.
Okay. I feel like Riese was talked about a lot in our house, and
Yeah, there's lots of legends about Riese.
are any of them where it's? And I know Riese is often referred to as. Is it referred? It's
The
as-
Tides of Magic.
The Tides of Magic, but is it femme coded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And were there any stories about Riese being a woman at some point?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But definitely female coded, and there have been stories about it being the personification of magic
Okay.
and different stories of Riese rising.
Right.
That's like a common theme.
And
of
we're very
Riese
much
rising.
seeing rising. There's this bust. There's a woman down in the. Okay. Great. So then we we go.
So you head towards the edge of the basin, and the Garm Wolf waits for all of you to kind of collect around.
Is it like it's fully flesh and?
Here's so.
Okay. It's not like skeletal or.
Nope.
Okay.
You do notice it walks closer towards you to
What
the
the
charm and the
fuck?
crown.
Fun.
And one of the heads does kind of turn towards you, Shy, and kind of sniffs the air a bit. And you see its mouth go up into a bit of a snarl. But then it continues on.
Does it still follow my command at that point?
You haven't really given it any commands at this point. It's just leading you.
The belt is not the garmel.
No, it's the wolf mother.
Yeah, it's gonna be behind once again, just in case
Yeah,
anything else
absolutely.
wants to surprise us.
You can see far in the distance the cloud just lingering.
Gargantuan cloud.
As you get to the edge of the basin, you can all see now into it. You can see there is the mist has receded somewhat, and you can see there are some trees and greenery down at the bottom. But it is still somewhat covered by that kind of low-hanging cloud. But you do not see any woman standing above the
No
clouds.
statue anymore?
Does not appear to be a statue
What?
anymore. And that's where we're going to take our break.
What?
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Holy bananas. I love when mysteries start to unfold in spooky, cool, new places. We are going to take a tight 10-minute break. Grab yourself a beverage, grab yourself a snack, and we will see you soon for part 2. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Welcome to Altero, a world filled with romance,
Seduction.
danger,
Oh no. Watch out.
intrigue,
What's that about?
night creatures, secrets,
I'll never tell.
and of course, food.
Yummy.
So join us in Altero for Eat, Slay, Love.
Eat, slay, love.
When the world is in trouble and you don't know what to do, gotta call Blackwater and they'll kick some mess for you. So pull up a chair because you're welcome at the table. Come watch us save the multiverse. So turn up the TV and come watch some D&D. Blackwater will roll some dice for you.
Adam's dead.
Adam
All
didn't
of us
come
are
back.
back.
What did you just say?
What?
What? So you get to the edge of the basin, and you watch as the Garmwolf steps over the side. And you see as they do, you watch as the stone comes out around them, creating these platforms as it starts to jump down the side of this basin.
I have slow fall.
The platforms are probably about 5 feet in between them.
Yeah,
a short
I
jump.
think to test whether we should do this, I'm probably one of the only people who can, manage if they don't, if this is just a thing for the wolf or not. I would call to the wolf. Did the platforms stay or they go?
No, they stay.
I'm gonna follow.
All right.
I follow.
Step out. Platform feels solid.
Okay.
You start jumping down, kind of zigzags down and sort of a switchback all the way down the edge of this basin. You go down for a while.
I'm just thinking of if we'd been like, let's check out the basin first, how annoyed we would have been if we'd gone to the temple and been like, bah!
If I didn't roll well on the survival check, we would never have seen it.
Yeah.
True.
I'd like to be going.
It was a team effort.
I'd like to be going last.
Okay.
And I want to be watching Mark. And I want to see if there's anything I can notice that's different. Like any sort of more of a presence that Harkoon might have. Do I see little tentacles like coming out of his collar or like anything like that?
You can make a perception check.
At disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Because he's put on a face that's very like, oh, everything's fine. Can I go?
Everything's fine.
It's miraculous.
Oh, it's not very good. Perception, you said?
Yeah.
It's a 12.
12.
This wouldn't be out of the ordinary, but you would notice that Mark is not super comfortable jumping down these 5-foot things
Kind of bum
right on the
scooting off.
edge of a cliff. Like, you've seen him cast Levitate on himself. It's like a lot of this, and he's like, he is fully expecting to fall every time.
Is he
jumps
casting
down.
it?
Nope.
So he's not casting anything.
No. He's just nervously making his way down these platforms.
Yeah, this does not seem to be his forte. He's doing a bad job of hiding that perhaps he has a fear of heights.
As you do make it down, it does take you a number of hours.
How big?
It's the basin goes down
About
for,
a moon size.
like for a while. It probably is like at least
Half of the moon's
like a half a day
diameter.
travel.
Like a radius.
Radius?
A radius of the moon.
Yeah, like the radius. I don't know how long
I
it would take to
imagine.
go around the moon.
I imagine
There's
it's
no
kind of
radius.
like.
That's the
Circumference.
I remember.
Well, no, because you're just going down.
Radius.
What's the radius?
be the
'Cause
radius
You're
we're
not going
going
back up the other side. Of
Um,
the circumference.
If we're going
On
to
the
say
outer edge.
But you're not.
We're not
it's
going from
the
the
whole,
center of it straight down.
Well, maybe you are.
Oh.
You got taught Australian.
I got to do some geometry.
I feel like I remember I went to Maui as a kid, and I imagined the like basin into like Haleakala, the volcano is just kind of like in down flat.
It's 1/4 of the circumference. I am correct about this. Because we're going from the side
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
the scoop,
Yeah,
1/4 of the
absolutely.
circumference.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the depth is the radius.
The depth would be the radius.
But what we're traveling.
Yeah, it's, you two are, it's a
Okay,
semantic
tap
argument.
water,
You're talking
tap
about
water.
different things.
Dorks.
Math water.
Thank you.
All right, you.
New show!
Can I have a side table while we?
Yes, yeah. You notice as you're going, like the sun is starting to set. So by the time you get to the bottom, it will be dark out. But you are continuing to travel kind of down.
As we're sort of, as I am, but scooting my way down these things, you'd think I'd get comfortable with it, and it just doesn't happen. You hear in your head, hey, Mary.
Hey.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, dodge the conversation earlier, although I think I quite adeptly did.
When you did the cheers?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I just, I felt like it was sort of a conversation. No, do you want to go?
No.
Oh, sorry,
Well,
we're in the head. I
I-
have to do this.
I was just gonna. I think I was gonna say honestly, Mark. It did bother me, and I was thinking about saying something, and then I thought that would be shitty of me And so I didn't. So
No.
I actually really appreciate you saying this because it makes me feel less crazy.
Yeah. No, not crazy at all. I didn't realize we were going to do branding. Anyways, like it really got away from it. It is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And that's okay.
Switching. Yeah, me too.
No. I was trying to do.
Oh.
Downstage.
Right, yeah, I should be downstage. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Is this my good?
That tickled both of you in such a fucking way. You both kind of sat on that joke and went, yum, 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 yum. Yes, good.
Yeah, well, you know. Sorry, I had an out-of-body experience. These are very scary cliffs.
You need help with the jumps?
No, I think I've got it.
Okay.
He doesn't. Well, I think a while back, we kind of we talked about why we are here, you know, and there's like we're sticky,
Yeah.
you know. Do you feel stuck, like good or bad? Have you been stickied?
That's a really abstract question, but I think sticky feels like there's an element that's out of your control there, where like you are stuck to something that is sticky and it's holding you there. But I don't know if this is. I don't know what you saw when you fucking died, but I chose to come back. And that didn't feel like stickiness. That felt like a choice for the first time.
What'd you come back for?
You.
Me?
Oh well, all of you, but yeah, but yes, you too. I needed to make sure everyone was okay, which you were not at all.
No, they. Yeah, thank you for that. So, you feel like we're all in this together? Is that where you're at?
I'm kind of banking on it.
Okay.
Do you feel that?
It feels to me out here we are very much on our own, but we are on our own together. And I think that's the best that we've got. And I guess I just wanted to talk to you about that because I think you're quite adept at being on your own.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Do you mean that's the best we've got, as in you would get something better if it was available to you, or what do you mean by that?
I just think I'm starting to understand where you were coming from when we first met.
Are you gonna leave?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, this is. I think we're doing something really cool. And not in like a, cool kind of way, but like, I'm excited to help Shy get back, or at least talk to her mom. And, you know, fighting wizards and all the rest, it feels... Well, you don't need me to tell you. We could die at any time, and this feels like a kind of rad thing to do while we're here.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's the first time I've heard you use the word cool in not like a cool kind of way.
I contain multitudes.
Yeah, that's a little bit what I'm worried about. But can I ask you one more thing?
Yeah.
Oh, watch that step.
Oh, fuck. Cast levitate. Fuck. Can't do that all goddamn day.
I love that you marked it with a bit. It's good.
Are you more or less afraid of dying again? You don't have to answer if you don't know. You don't ever have to say anything you don't want to.
It's a tough thing to measure, because I guess yesterday it was sort of a great unknown,
Yeah.
and now I've got a better idea, and I'm genuinely not sure which is worse.
That's not what I asked. I didn't ask if it was worth knowing or not knowing. I asked if you were more or less afraid of dying.
I don't know if I will, and that's very scary.
Okay.
So, I guess more now. But I'm getting lost in semantics.
I want to help if I can, but I'll wait till you ask for it.
I think you did.
Okay.
I think I'm here because of you, and I'm not going to forget that. And I'm not going to leave willy-nilly.
Maybe I can write another letter for you someday?
Sure.
Okay.
Cool.
Should we hang up?
I mean, yeah. It lasts for like 10 minutes, so I can drop it on purpose, but if you have anything like funny or cool to say for a while, this hike sucks. And so like, if you have like a cool, fun joke, that'd be sick.
We could play like I Spy or something.
Yeah, I love that, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Right. You continue making your way down and down into this basin, and it takes you probably about 6 hours of climbing. Your legs are burning by the time you get down to the bottom. But you see as you get down to the bottom and you all hop off onto the ground at the edge of this basin, you can see there is greenery. There is dirt and grass and small trees and shrubs that kind of, you can see there are more trees that kind of head into the center.
What is my bioluminescence doing, if anything? Is it reacting weirdly to being down here?
There is a bit of a faint glow.
Is it like tingly or anything?
Not too tingly, just kind of a faint glow. You do see the Garmwolf, once you're all down on the ground, kind of look up and howl, and you hear that 3-part harmony as all the stone melds back into the side of the basin.
Whoa.
And you see it looks at all of you and turns, and you can see there is a large cave opening where it turns to head into a cave.
Is there, we haven't seen anybody or any signs of, like, life down here other than the greenery?
No, but once you are down here, you can hear some animal noises. You hear some insects.
Okay.
Some birds.
Is there a bird nearby?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, that's going to be a 24.
You see one kind of at the edge of the tree. It's dark, so it's hard to make out, but you can see a little bit of movement.
Just cast Speak with Animals on myself.
Okay.
Excuse me.
What?
I'm sorry to wake you.
Kind of jumps.
Hi, it's me. And I just kind of give a little wave to the bird.
Kind of tilts its head.
I know you can understand me, and it's probably really weird. I was wondering, have you seen any other beings like us down here recently?
I don't know what you are.
Have you seen anything that walks
What
around?
are you?
I'm a Triton.
What?
A Triton.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're a bird.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So now that you know what you are and I know what I am, I'm wondering if you've seen anybody else who looks like me.
Yeah, I have, yes.
When?
When I was first born.
How old are you?
I'm not sure.
How many winters?
2.
Okay. Thank you.
It rolled a natural 20 on its history check.
It's a smart bird.
Let me tell you about the war that happened 3 years back.
Nothing recently.
No, she went into the lake.
The lake?
Yes,
Where's the lake?
in the middle.
Oh,
Oh, there's a bug.
thank you.
Flies off.
I think you just kind of see Shy just like standing stock still. My mother was here.
Recently?
No.
What season is it?
It's wintertime. It's like I think it's on you're getting closer to spring. I think you're
No, we're middle of winter. It's
you're
the
middle of winter.
I mean, it could be that.
They said it said 2 winters.
Yes, but this could be the second winter.
Maybe.
So it's only been a year.
And she went into the lake.
The lake.
Okay.
We've only
said
ever
there's-
had good things when we go into
They said there's
lakes.
a lake. The bird said there's a lake in the center. So
You also notice there's no snow down here, so you're not sure how this bird marks winter.
Oh, that's very
Cool.
interesting.
Well, he rolled a
Interesting
natural 20
man.
on his history check. You see a calendar constructed
Pulls out a
constructed
spreadsheet.
out of twigs.
Month calendar.
I know animals. How old did that bird look?
how old that
seen,
bird though?
I've seen many birds.
How old that
Didn't
bird
look that
was.
old, but it was a small bird. This was like a sparrow.
Time passes quicker for them. Smaller, less gravity.
So
Can I cut the bird in half? So things it has?
That's actually how you figure out how old sharks are, and I'm not. It's pretty much the only way to age a shark.
Is the
Cut them
rings
in
in its
half?
cartilage?
In its spine.
Cut the shark in two.
So I'm gonna need to go to that lake, but not
Wolf
immediately.
first, lake second.
Yes, please.
Sounds good.
Maybe a sleep first.
Sleep first, but maybe my sense is it might be both.
Okay.
I think the lake. You remember how the systems in Kishera kind of go down and snake around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rivulets thing.
Yeah.
I think it's the same.
Okay.
All right, so where are you going first?
Do the wolf.
Okay,
must
you
be okay.
start to head toward the cave, and you watch as the garm wolf turns around and kind of growls.
Oh shit. Okay.
This is
This
Bomb
okay.
Wolf only.
Although one of them you see looks at Char and lets out kind of a low howl, and you see Char's body start to move towards the garm wolf.
I look for Charles' spirit.
You see the spirit starts to move towards the garm wolf as well.
I think we let this happen. Let it play out.
Okie doke.
Okay. I reach down and give Char's body just kind of like a little good scratch.
The fur just comes away in your hand.
I don't want to talk about what happens to my.
You feel the kind of skeleton underneath. As Char's body moves with the garm wolf, you can see one of its head kind of nudges it through, kind of in front of it as they head into the cavern.
Do the wolves look different ages?
No, they look the same.
I'm gonna wild shape into a wolf and attempt to follow.
Okay. As you do, you see the garm wolf, one of the heads kind of turn around and let out a low growl. You can make a persuasion check, though.
Disadvantage. Regular, because the wolf's not exhausted.
I'll give you a flat roll. Because you are a wolf, I'll give you a flat roll.
That's a
But
cool
I can't,
DM move.
I can't cast guidance because I'm a wolf.
because you're a
Can
wolf.
I pat Thistle for guidance?
You can cast a
if you
spell
want
in
it.
front of this big wolf?
You want to cast a spell
I
right
want
now?
to cast a spell in
Oh
front of
yeah, I
Do you want to
totally-
cast a spell in the sight of the tides of magic, the moon rising? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You said what?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
That big dog.
14.
You walk in just to the mouth of the cave, and you see the head kind of barks at you, as if to be like, no further. Like, you can stay there, but you can't come further. But you can see in. It's kind of a pretty wide
there
open
anything in the
space. Yeah, you see there's a little ledge where there looks to be kind of like essentially a bed of sorts. It looks like this thing has brought in some of the foliage to create kind of a bed. But you also see next to it there is a pool that is the color of the water is kind of a dark greenish color.
What do I smell?
It smells musty, and it smells old. It has a very old smell. There is no... As you look, there's no carcasses. There's no... Doesn't look like there's any remnants of any kind of food.
Is there anything in the cave that would give me the impression that a person might have once lived here?
You can make another perception check.
Flat or...
No, this is disadvantage. Just a regular.
So tired.
So Sleepy Wolf.
Wolves have keen sense, though.
I've already, but this is not for smell, really.
You smell people in there?
Smell people?
Yeah. Do you want to
You're
do flat
looking
roll?
too. Well, you're looking, right? Like that's.
You said what? Perception?
Yeah.
That is a 15.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You look around and it looks like it's similar to the stonework you saw up at the top. It looks quite weathered.
Okay.
Like it's been here a long time. So it's difficult to say if there was people who lived here specifically. You reckon that's likely if this cave has been around because it is the kind of the way that it's set up. It's quite large and well sheltered, so it would make sense. But you don't see any of the hallmarks of like a fire pit.
Yeah.
Or
I was also just more kind of like
things kind of left over.
I think what he was sort of, or what I was sort of hoping to see was like, is this wolf demonstrating like wolf characteristics or like people characteristics? Like, has he made himself a bed? Like, you know what I mean? Like things that are not typical of a wolf.
So there are things that stick out to you as not typical. The fact that there is no food strikes you as strange. It's
Okay.
like, what does this animal eat? There's no defecation. There's no droppings or anything like that, which also strikes you as strange. The fact that it has a bed in one specific place is somewhat unusual, but you're not sure because you don't know kind of what this thing's territory is like and if it always sleeps here. So it's not totally out of the ordinary. You've seen other animals make, beds of a sort. But there's other traits that a normal animal would have that are not present here, which do strike you as odd.
One last question, and then we'll move on from this. But does the wolf look like it's wearing a belt?
No,
Okay.
does not.
Great question.
Not wearing a belt.
So I got a matching belt
Weird
to
if
Shy.
none of us noticed that before.
Has he got a bow tie on, Tim?
It's got suspenders and a little fedora.
Who's the wolf wearing tonight?
I would just have a short moment
The
with
chateau.
the Garen Wolf. I'll step forward right up into the growling point.
Okay.
I'll pull out the tooth from the wolf hydra that I took, the one that I successfully got free, and I place it down and looking towards Char. I'm just going to say, "Help our friend, please," as like a return offering, basically.
And you can see it kind of flexes its mouth, and you can see all of its teeth. And you watch as it nudges Char into the water. You see the body kind of move, step into the pool, and it goes up to almost its neck. And then you watch as the other head kind of comes down and dips it down all the way in. And Char's body disappears into the water. And you see the spirit of Char, only you see this, heads over to the edge of the pool. And you watch as the Garmwolf lets out a low, harmonic, almost like a growl. And you see these rivulets of greenish water pour from the side of the mountain inside the cave, just to trickle at first. And you can see they catch the light, almost like a bioluminescence. As that growling turns into a more open sound, you watch as that light brightens and swirls around the pool. And you can see this green light swirling and swirling as you watch Char's spirit step into the pool. As the growling stops, the water settles, becomes calm. As you watch one of the heads of the Garmwolf reach down and pull Char out by the nape of the neck. A pup. Places her down. nudges her towards you.
Come here. I'll pick up Popchow.
As she starts to walk towards you, you notice her getting visibly bigger.
No, never mind. I'm not going to pick you up.
She looks about adolescent now, maybe a year old.
Hi. Glad you're back to you.
She licks your hand.
I think Thistle would notice, like, almost like a physical weight has been lifted, like very noticeable, and you would also hear like a creaking of leather. That was good for both of us.
You watch as the Garmwolf turns and climbs up onto the bed, visibly older,
Oh.
as it lies down.
Thank you. I will repay this.
You see all the heads kind of tuck in, and it begins to sleep.
I've got good news, gang.
Not a zombie?
I like just drop down and I just kind of like put my arms out for her to come over.
She comes in, starts licking your face. Just like a puppy, still.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well, I think we need to find a place to rest, and then we will inspect
Lake in the
the
morning?
lake in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe, this might be bold of me to say, but I feel like there's probably no safer place than right here, next to this cave.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've got
I feel good here.
friends in bed places.
Yes.
Yeah. I can take a watch. I'm okay to take a watch. I'd put it this way. I'd like to take a watch.
Yeah, it's all yours, and I start making our little cabin.
Okay. Make a little cabin down here at the bottom. I'll have you make your perception check.
I'll be on the watch with you. And I'll guidance myself.
Where did I put the 6 with that?
18.
Can I have this specifically be, if I know he's watching out, can I listen?
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's gonna be 24.
24, okay. What was yours?
18.
18. So you look out, and it is fairly quiet. You hear some of those animal sounds like you hadn't heard before. The blue moon of Estra, right? Estra's blue, right?
Yes, you retconned it, so yes.
Twist that.
Getting your own
yeah,
lore
dude.
right. Getting your own lore right.
Yeah.
I knew that.
You see the blue moon of Estra, right? High in the sky. Seems very distant. As you listen, you can hear almost what sounds like a hum, like a humming of a song. It's difficult to place, and it's low, very, very low. If you weren't specifically listening, you might just chalk it up to kind of the natural
Do I hear
sounds.
the sounds of water lapping?
No.
Okay.
It's similar to the songs you heard in the mountains when you blew through the stone.
Okay.
But this is a hum, and it's low. It's pitched down.
Okay, we're just kind of sitting at, if everyone's in this little stone hut thing that we've got going on, Esper and I sitting outside, just kind of taking it. I would just come over and I would just kind of sit down next to you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing?
I might have to yell at my mom tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm great. Doing just fine. So good, as a matter of fact. Never better. You're good at telling when people are lying, so I'm not going to even try.
Fair.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I think you would see like a grin that suggests you're not. Yeah. The keeping Char's soul anchored to me And the body kept it together. Took a lot.
Yeah.
More than I realized.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired. It's a long day. A couple of days.
You probably should find someone to like massage those shoulders at some point.
So,
Be good of you to find that. I like making you blush.
it's not hard to do.
Well, the unflappable Esper Declan.
No, I'm extremely flappable. I think it's been established multiple times. You threatened to kill me, I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever. But you threatened to kiss me, and I'm like, oh my god. I don't know what it is. It's very strange.
I think it's cute.
Oh. Dear. No, it's not the right word for it. Incredible. I don't think cute quite gets it. Doesn't do justice for you.
Oh. Well, then you're gonna go do that.
Because I'm so unflappable.
Yeah. Don't let me hurt her. Please.
I won't.
Good.
Much.
Go ahead.
She might not be here.
I know.
Okay.
It'll just make me more mad. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, I came all this way because that's the one. I had one chance to talk to her. One. And she said that she was gonna be here. So, you know.
Us coming here was worthwhile, though, regardless of the end result.
Yeah.
The journey was important.
And often better than the destination.
Yeah. But especially this time, we've learned a lot. We have more tools in our tool belt than we did before.
Yeah.
For once, I feel like I kind of know what's going on. Rather than a few weeks back where we were just kind of nodding our heads, keeping our heads down and going with the flow.
Yeah.
I feel like we're starting to unravel some of this.
Stepping up is hard.
Yeah.
But I think it looks good on us. And to lace my fingers with his.
As you do that, you would feel where the cold normally would end is significantly further up the hand.
We don't need to talk about that right now, but we're gonna. If this is the as longer term of a thing as you want it to be, that I may potentially want it to be, we're gonna have to talk about that at some point. Esper Declan.
Not my dead hands.
Yeah, your dead hands.
Fair.
And I let that sit there.
Rough.
My ghost fingers.
All right. Who do you wake for second watch?
Thistle. I would wake Thistle. I'm gonna make that choice. I'll let Esper choose who we.
Rude!
I never said I was gonna be nice.
True.
It's not a boulder.
I feel like because Esper is Adam Lucas is terrible at asking to roll insight, but Esper is a very insightful person. Mm-hmm. And there was a comment that Mark made towards Thistle, being like, "Sorry, I was so short." So knowing that like watch time is our like hash things out time, Esper will fully just be like, "Mark,
Yeah.
you're on watch if that's okay."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then everyone but Miri would see Esper go to sleep but not take off his armor, which is something he usually does, as he takes his armor off, but he does not tonight.
You said me, and I was just like,
Miri snores.
Canonically, it's all people except for Miri, who's a Muppet.
I think snoring your own name is a Pokemon trait, not a Muppet trait. But we can get into that
Depends
in
on the
chat water.
Muppet.
Everyone's a person, Miri's a Pokemon.
I'm so okay with that. Pokemon.
I've been carrying this ball for months. I never knew why. No.
Oh.
Fucking got you.
All right, so you see Thistle is standing there, ready for watch.
Oh, Mark, yes.
Was that a well or a whoa?
Oh, no, I just wasn't sure who would be joining me on watch tonight. I was woken and then came out here, and I was expecting Miri.
Pretty crazy.
Yes. 2 options I'm in, and
you cringe at the two of us.
Mark. Yes.
Yeah. Mark and Miri, M&M.
M&M, yes. Joe, do you want to have watch with Miri?
Do you not want to have watch with me?
No, you just said you were M&M. I didn't want to intrude on whatever that is.
Mate, I'm sorry about the hug. I was just in a rough place, and I there's sort of an immediacy.
No, it's all right. I understand.
I appreciate the where that was coming from.
That's good. Yes.
Why'd you say Miri looked hotter in the circlet?
Pardon?
Why did you say Miri looked hotter in the circlet? It wasn't true. You didn't mean it. Why'd you say it?
I mean, looks are very subjective.
Thistle.
Yes.
Why did you say Miri looked hotter in the circlet?
Because I thought she could use it, and I didn't want to embarrass her. By maybe implying that she wasn't powerful enough as she was.
Are you buying this right now?
Yes. I am. It's the truth.
I am firmly unsure what to do with this energy right now. I haven't really seen this one on you. And do you need a hug?
No, I am all right.
I'm gonna feel a pat on your shoulder from 30 feet away.
You're standing 30 feet away from him.
Yelling.
That's not that far.
That's not 30 feet.
What is this, math water?
It's 5 of me laid down.
That's a weird metric to use.
That's a good way to do it. It's 5 people with
96
my head.
spaghetti.
Listen, the radius or the circumference.
Exactly.
Whatever. The point is, I'm not.
Yes.
I use my brain powers. It's my brand. You could be up to 60 feet away, though. The hand took a long route to get.
We're good, man. I'm just gonna stand 60 feet away.
He backs up so that he can do the pat, show off how
Yeah.
far he can do the pat.
Do you want a hug?
Trying to sleep.
This is what male bonding looks like. It's not pretty, but this is
30
how we
feet
get it.
apart at all
Yes.
times.
Leave room for 6 Jesuses lined up. Heel to toe.
6
Jesus.
Well, they were shorter back
Yeah, but
then.
they're end to end. When you're dancing, you leave room for standing Jesus.
Yeah, but this is male bonding. It's different.
Little
You gotta leave room for 5 Jesuses.
Prone
Head to toe,
Oh my God.
lined up. But you swip him. So every other one is one face up, one face down. One
Right,
face-
head to head, feet to feet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we
One set of
we become
so that they can only have one set of tracks. You see, you know,
So when you look back at the sand,
like Tuscan Raiders, exactly.
do we have two hands on the wheel?
No, this is male bonding.
man.
This is what we do.
Glad we sorted that out.
Thank you. Sorry, I had
Some more geometry.
another out of body experience. Where were we?
We're good.
Yeah?
Yes. You and I are good.
Okay. Are you mad at my dad?
I have been mad at your dad for a long time. But, yes.
Yeah, me too.
Who knew?
Hmm?
Parents could fuck you up so bad. Your dad, Mary's mom. Who never speak about your mother.
Yeah, I never really met her. She died a little bit after I came along. So yeah, I don't really know her. It's funny when you're like, who knew that parents fuck you up? I figured. Where I came from, there's not a lot of good relationships with people who send you away. But I thought I got a good one.
I think, sometimes I think just because someone is a bad parent, it doesn't make them a bad person. Not everyone is suited to that.
I don't think he was a bad parent. I think he might be a bad person.
That doesn't mean that he doesn't love you.
I'm not sure that matters at that point.
It always matters, Mark. You might... He might not be a good person, but it matters that he loves you. It does.
How can you tell? How do you know when someone loves you?
I don't know. I don't have some sort of sage wisdom when it comes to love. I love someone I can never be with. I'm hardly an authority on how to do it properly. But I do know that the fact that I love her has to mean or matter for something.
I don't know much myself, but I think it's what you do. And I don't know. Pretty sure it's a moon. I'm not a little fuzzy on the details, but it seems to me, reading between the lines, that you're doing a lot in the service of something to do with her. And I reckon... I'm not sure if you could pick that up on the mic.
Haunted door.
It was the slowest.
It was the garden wolf dragging back some food.
Sorry.
No, it doesn't do that.
That's what he was eating. I don't know. I think it's what you do. And I don't know how one is physically with a moon. But maybe it registers what you're doing. But
What are we going to do about?
oh, my roommate, I think Well, we don't all have to be friends, but I think he's sticking around for a good long while. And, I think he's on my side. Or at the very least, what we want aligns.
What does he provide you that you don't have?
You feel a nut tap.
You feel like actual nuts.
Whoa, what the fuck? Sorry, your biology is a mystery to me.
2 acorns.
So many questions.
So funny, I don't want to know.
I think I'd probably still be hanging out with Jackson if it weren't. I probably would have gotten eaten by that fucking displacer beast if it weren't for the old roommate.
I know of a few ways to gain access to magic.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm starting to think there are a few ways to inhibit people from accessing magic.
Thistle, I went to the best magic school in the world for 12 years, and all I learned how to do was cheat. I don't think I'm gonna learn magic any other way than what I've got going on right now.
What I'm saying is, I don't think you need him for the magic. I think he is giving you what you already have, little at a time, to convince you that you need him. If he had the ability to just give people magic, why would he pick you? He found someone who was magically inclined, and he stopped you from accessing it. And now he gives you a crumb at a time, leading you along.
It's a good theory, but I think you're giving me too much credit. He didn't choose me. I think he chose my dad. And it's just more inheritance, really. We're gonna figure it out. But for now, he's on my side, and I'm on your side. So we are going to be a weird, messed up little family, but we're gonna see what's at the bottom of the lake, and we'll keep going.
All right. Can he hear everything you and I talk about? Can you keep secrets from him?
I suspect anything I remember, he knows.
Thistle, as you look at Mark, you see a third eye open on his forehead.
Well, I guess I will have to settle for the devil I know.
As you look again, it's gone.
But he might contain a lot of memories. But he's unable to make any of his own. Can you take the watch. I'm gonna just go for a wander.
Mate.
Just a quick one.
You're all right.
At this point, you see Estra has set, and Riese is in the sky. And there's sort of a faint red glow through the basin. You can both make your perception checks, or you can make your perception check.
That's a natural one. But before I went to roll, I was already thinking, he's walking away. There's no way I'm not waking Miri up, and I'm following him with my eye.
Okay. All right.
Shitty as my vision is.
I've had my long rest at this point, right? Okay.
Be cool. We don't have to have an aside. He's going for a walk, you know.
I would wander off just so there's some distance. And I would find a tree.
Okay.
And I'd like to do essentially 2 spells sort of in tandem.
With your passive perception, you can hear singing somewhere in the basin. That hum has turned into a more open sound. It sounds very similar to the stones you heard up above, but there's not really any wind.
How close?
Feels like a little distance away.
Okay.
It
I
seems
wouldn't
super
go.
loud.
I wouldn't go too far. I don't want to. But I would wander up to a tree. I want to do sort of 2 things. I want to cast Speak with Plants.
Okay.
And then in the same, like immediately after, I want to cast Divination.
Okay.
And I want to lay my hand on the tree.
Okay.
And I want to sort of say to the tree, I want to sort of let the 2 hearts that I have in my chest sort of find a sort of sync their rhythm.
Okay.
And then I want to try and sync it to the rhythm of the heart of whatever this forest is.
Okay.
Cool.
And I want to see if I can try and remember what the trees remember.
All right.
Fun.
Okay. So as you reach out to sync your heart with whatever heart that may exist here, you find that there is no beating heart of this forest. There is a connection through the branches and the root systems that run relatively deep, and these are very old trees. But there is no beating heart down here. But as you cast your gaze through, they commune with you, and in turn you get a vision of sorts of their origin. You see seeds being spread by a very large, almost stone-like figure cast across the kind of barren earth. Long, long ago, you see this kind of barren basin of what it once was. You can see in the center there is a small pool, but other than that, just rock and shale. And this lone figure spreading seeds.
I would sort of nod to myself and then make my way back.
Oh shit, he's coming. He didn't know I woke you up. He'll be mad about that. Okay, I'll pretend to be asleep.
Oh, they found themselves each other even in their sleep. How romantic.
Ew.
You're awake.
Good. Yeah.
What
What?
is going on
It's
here?
called an ambush, mate.
Why am I being ambushed?
They can't catch you sleeping if you never sleep.
What's going on?
Why are you awake?
Why are you awake? Shit, I'm going to bed.
I'm very confused.
Mark bails on the conversation completely.
You don't have too much time left in your watch. As Riese kind of rises through the sky, you see at one point It sits almost entirely over top of this basin, and there is kind of this red glow that encapsulates everything.
Is it a good fit? Does it look like you could just
Pop right on down.
slide it right in? But as it sets, the sun begins to rise just as it's setting. And you all come to the kind of, thin light just at the edges of the basin.
I think before, I just want to make sure that I said this so that I do it. I want Shy to be able to draw the bust. Like I want a picture of the woman as much as I remember it. If I have to figure out who she is at some point, because that seems important to this area.
Okay.
Where my mama said it was important.
All right. So you all come to. What would you like to do?
we going into the lake or
Yes.
Everyone's still got their breathing masks.
It's lake day.
Yes.
right here?
Good.
I
Okay.
think.
Just don't be stupid underwater. I'm not usually afraid of any water that I'm in because I can breathe down there, talk down there, sleep down there if I wanted to. But y'all can't do that. And the deeper you go, the more pressure is on you, and I'm used to that, but you're not. So please be careful. Please.
Got it.
Okay? Okay.
I'm so sick of going into lakes.
Well, hopefully this one isn't as cold as the last one.
If it helps, you can think of it like a big pond.
It doesn't help. Can we go somewhere warm next?
Yes. Summer
Try.
vacation.
Yeah?
We traipse our way over towards the basin.
So you head in through this kind of old forest. You hear the sounds of the animals as you head through the kind of haze, and you make your way towards the center. After about 3 hours or so, you find yourself coming through into a bit of a clearing where you can see the edges of what looks like a very small lake. Does not look very far across, maybe 40, 50 feet.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
But you can see the water is this sort of clear green,
Same as the.
similar to the pool. And you see on the other side, sitting in a large stone chair, there appears to be a statue of a very large woman.
Same one. Same woman.
Same woman, you're not sure from the distance, it was difficult to
bust.
tell, but similar to the bust,
Oh.
but not quite. Very similar.
Familial?
Could be related. But you see the statue sitting stock still.
Is there any like religious iconography or symbols or
Make a
anything like
perception
that?
check.
Okay.
I would assist you.
Thank you for the
I
help
think.
action.
Hold on.
Your exhaustion would be gone.
Yeah, I can assist you.
I can also assist with history
Guidance.
if you don't have proficiency.
Guidance.
You giving me the help action or are you giving me guidance?
I can give you the help action.
Help, guidance, moral support.
Love that. Okay. Perception is going to be a 17.
17.
Oh, perception?
You look and you don't see any runes or anything like that, but you do see, as you look around the edges of this pool, you see there is 3 very large stone pillars, much larger than the ones you saw at the top of the mountain. These ones are probably about 20 to 25 feet high,
With the holes in them?
with the holes in them kind of on either side. There's 2 on one side and 1 on the other.
I will carry over the proficiency from yesterday. I'll carry over that. Mary,
Yeah.
And these have the open circles.
can you make it so I can speak giant?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can do that one.
Great. Thanks.
Do you want me to use the wind through
Are they
these?
aligned? Can we?
These ones are they are not all facing the same direction. They are all slightly.
And could we line them up though?
directions. The 2 that are kind of next to each other, you would have to fully turn them this way. Like you could try, but they are quite large pillars.
But if we were able to move them, we could position Shy in a way that we could flute.
Potentially,
Ooh.
Hi.
it's like
Excuse me.
60 feet across.
You might not hear any of this, and I might be being a proper dickhead right now. We come in peace. We're looking for someone. Can you help us? I'm addressing the statue just on the off
You
chance.
see the statue's head tilt ever so slightly.
Yeah.
What languages does everybody speak?
Currently, all of them.
Oh, okay.
Primordial, Common, and Aquan.
Common, Piney, Druidic.
Draconic and common, kinda.
Common, Primordial, Draconic, Elvish, Sylvan.
Okay, so those of you who speak Primordial, and you as well.
Fun.
She responds in Primordial. I don't.
Oh, what I would have said
She would have understood.
I would have said the phrase, and everyone can hear me in their native language.
Oh, I see.
It's tongues.
Tongues
Yes.
auto translates it. I was just assuming it was
a
in
babble
Giant,
fish.
but I just say, yeah.
She goes, peace. What brings you here?
Quite a tale, actually. We're seeking someone. Someone that looks like my friend here, her mother.
Yeah.
Taller. She has no hair but a frill on the top, and a bird told me she went into the lake.
You hear this laugh, this kind of deep rumble.
Would it be like, because there's different dialects of Primordial, right? Like, is it Terran, Orin, Ingen?
It feels more like Terran.
Cool. Which I can still understand.
Yes. She is there.
She's in the lake.
Yes.
Is she alive?
I assume so. I have not spoken to her in quite some time.
Your people helped me play this instrument. Did they serve a purpose, or are they just...
Forgive me, but my people have been gone for thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah.
What is your name?
I am Idun, the last mountain dryad.
Whoa, cool. I think Shai actually said, whoa, cool.
I'd like to think that Druidic is based on Primordial enough
Yeah.
that he's kind
Sounds
of like...
very, yeah.
It's like you speak French and they're
Absolutely.
speaking Italian and you're like...
She's speaking Latin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kind
Yeah.
of get the gist of this, but it's not...
Yeah. Absolutely. Similar roots.
I can speak with those long past.
I assumed they had left. When Riese rose, they had served their purpose, and many of the Raynar traveled far.
Raynar.
It is nice to know that their souls returned home.
Is that why these are called the Raynar Peaks?
Is that what they call them?
Yeah.
I suppose so. This is the ancestral home of the Raynar.
Can you tell me about the Raynar?
They were people from all over who migrated here to help myself and my sisters. They helped us relieve my mother's burden.
Who is your mother?
Riese.
You helped raise her out of the ground.
We helped her raise into the sky. She was consumed by prophecy, and she drank too much of this world. It consumed her, and she was nearly overwhelmed.
The red... Was that what she was consuming?
Yes, she took one of the hearts with her.
One of the hearts of
Rythax.
Rythax.
Yes.
How many are there?
2.
And she is one. Or has one.
She held one. And she drank the blood She worried that it would overwhelm the world. Its magic was too great. So she drank deeply, but it consumed her. So we gathered, and we helped her ascend into the sky so that she would be unburdened and could look upon the rest of the world.
Did it work? Fully?
I believe so. She was able to take the magic into the sky. But it still had some effect, even at a distance. But it was lessened.
Do you know where the other heart is?
I have no idea.
And your people?
Many of my sisters gave their lives. All of them, in fact. To get her into the sky.
I'm so sorry.
It is all right. It was a journey we knew was coming. They chose me to stay behind. To tend to this place as a kind of a grave.
How long has my mother been in the lake?
Perhaps a year? I apologize. Time
It's different for you.
is experienced differently.
My mother named me after your mother.
Really?
Yeah,
I suppose that makes us a kind of a kin.
I just found met her.
Well, why have you come?
The thing that plagued your mother. We think in some way it's becoming a problem again. In some form. I'm gonna pull out the shard of Rythak's blood glass stuff and show it to her. This has been popping up a lot.
You see a flash of recognition. Yes. My mother feared this. That she would only stem the tide that was coming. His blood. It collects magic over time. Like a reservoir.
Yeah.
She was able to stave it off. But it seems like over time the magic has built again. The tide is rising.
For, I think, the third time.
That is troubling. Her cycles bring her farther and closer away to Terrace. Her most recent cycle will bring her the closest she's ever been.
When is that?
I suppose in a year to 2 years' time. It's difficult to say.
Understood.
Okay.
How, I think at this point I'm kind of like wandering up to the kind of like the edge. May I have your permission to go in?
Of course. You should know. Your mother was plagued by the same prophecies that my mother was. She didn't say as much, but I could tell. There was a look in her eyes.
I haven't seen her in a long time.
She may be different than you remember.
I don't have any expectations at this point.
I understand.
Shy.
Yeah,
The tidal wave.
yeah,
If the moon gets too close.
yeah. I think I would, in Mark's, I look over at Mark. I
think I know where the other heart is. We can talk about it later.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in the lake.
Would you like us to come along?
Is there anything else in the lake?
I am not sure, but it once held an artery of that very glass.
You made me make you a promise. I'm going with you.
Okay,
There could
Yeah.
still be remnants far below.
please come.
Yeah.
Please.
Shall I?
Yeah.
I've heard you sort of say to Esper, like, for him not to let you hurt your mum.
Yeah.
Would you like help calming down if you get heated?
No.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming, Mark, that my words will hurt her more than any physicality ever could.
Gotcha.
My turn. Before we descend, if you don't mind me asking, was there anything that my friend's mother asked that stood out to you? Drew your focus? If you conversed.
She wanted to find a way to be rid of the prophecy. She sought to sever the connection,
Of her magic.
not just hers,
My brother's.
but of Riese's, to the world,
All. All of it.
all of it.
And was she successful?
Did you see the moon last night?
I was sleeping when it rose.
The moon still rises and sets.
Fair enough.
You probably know better than anyone else in this world if that were to happen. What would come of that?
The last time, when Riese rose into the sky, I witnessed a change in the Reynard. Folks not particularly skilled with any kind of magic, save for some of the old earth teachings. She looks at you. After Riese rose and cast its light down on the world, magic came easy to many. A newfound power. I think that's why they left this place. They had new power and wished to exercise it.
I know I'm full of questions.
I'm up to my ankles at this point.
You speak of the earth magics, like what my friend here can do. Were they gods?
When I was young, there were many. But when Rythax came, there were much fewer. After Rythax died, folks returned to the old ways, worshipped the land. But his magic had a profound effect on the world. His blood seeped into everything. It nearly tore the world apart. Once my mother rose, and magic became more accessible, things changed again. Once again, people found deities to worship. I only got bits and pieces after that.
And
Not-
you've been here alone?
Yes, well, not totally alone.
Understand.
She looks in the direction of where the Garmwolf's cave is. I have my companion.
Are you going to be here forever?
One day I surely will turn to dust.
You're just going to wait until you turn to dust?
What else is there to do?
I have, as a thank you, I have something for you. Tim, I want to make you an offer. Hey, sharks. One of the 6 tales that I can tell is the tale of beloved friends. I can't choose which one I do. I have to roll on a d6 and hope to chance. But I want that effect for her, so I'm willing to take whatever penalty you will impose so that I can, essentially allow her to feel or commune or in some way be connected to the spirits of the people who are still here.
Yeah.
So
I will allow you to
Okay.
do that.
Cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
absolutely. I'll allow you to do that.
I'll reach in and I'll just may I touch you?
You may.
I'll place a hand.
Kind of on her shin. She stands about 25 feet tall.
You said the spirits came home, big lady. Maybe some of them came home for you. And I'll sever that connection that I have with them and pass it.
Yeah, and you see the people you saw in the temple up above begin to move out around the lake, and you hear that singing echo across. She closes her eyes, and she begins to hum.
It's her humming.
All right, well, I think
I'm up to my knees at this point.
I am going to stay up here with Char.
Yeah, don't bring her down.
No, and we will make sure that nothing comes from above. And you lot go down.
You can
and
make
see
it.
Shai's mother.
She goes, I can look after your dog if you need.
She's a family member. I will stay and look after her.
Thistle, we need your help.
Yes, I can come at a moment's notice.
We're not splitting up.
We're going to be far in there.
We're not splitting up.
We're not having our pay of yesterday.
No, I need to be kept in reserve
What?
in case something happens.
What is going on with you, Thistle?
Thistle,
Nothing.
it took us way too long to get back to the team, and by that time they were dead. We need you with us.
I cast speak with animals. Char, are you okay to stay with Adun?
Yeah. I can.
Look at her. She doesn't want to stay alone
You're
with
a
her.
good girl, Char.
Thank you.
Thistle,
Licks your face.
is there something you don't want the others to hear?
No, of course not. I'll come down with you if you insist. I just thought it was a good idea to keep someone in reserve.
Extend my hand to Thistle.
I don't see that this is happening. Thistle, what's going on?
Oh, nothing. Let's go.
Like,
Char kind of hops up.
I think he's shy. But he's coming.
Okay.
we go down.
Just before you head down, she looks at you. Thank you.
Of course.
This is a beautiful gift.
For a long time I thought it was a curse, so it's nice to use it for good once in a while.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Part of me hopes we don't, so that we can just have it be someone else's problem.
A deep rumble.
I think we're past that, though.
Good luck.
It's nice to meet you, my tune.
You as well.
My name's Esper.
Pleasure to meet you. All right, you dive into the water. It is quite cold.
As you swim down, it gets colder.
And this thing's only like 40 feet across and it's deep as heck.
As you go down, the tunnel down is maybe 3 feet across.
Sick one.
It is enough to go single file.
Casting light.
Light down.
I'll go first.
You begin to swim down, for what feels like hours.
I feel like for everyone who can't swim, it's less swimming and more just like literally crawling down. Oh.
Farther and farther and farther down for what feels like almost 6 hours.
Am I like a light? Am I like glowing?
I should have stayed.
You can see your
top.
bioluminescence is illuminated.
No one's connected to you, Nate. We hear your bubbles.
No,
I thought we said
You can talk in the mask.
Oh.
It's not a mask, I think, in my brain. I've always pictured it as the Star Wars thing that they do when they go to the Gungans. It's that like neck thing.
No, they
that
put it
do.
in their mouths.
Yeah, they do put a thing in
It's
their
the
mouth.
like.
What's the thing I'm thinking of? What's the sci-fi thing where they go in the water and they put it on their neck? It's like a little.
In my mind, it's
There's
like
some
a
evolution.
piece that goes this way, and it's also like a piece that covers. It's like the suits in Dune. It's like the thing.
Two tubes that go clunk.
No.
I think it's just a big fishbowl from Mars. Are we all inventing our own?
Yeah, we all
No,
got our own
the
mask.
Caraxians invented them, and no, they're small. They're like
I'm
Yeah,
looking
It's like an N95.
Mr. fucking Freeze going
As
down
the
there.
person who's played the Caraxian at the time.
listen.
Playing the Caraxian card?
Yeah.
So you swim farther and farther down, and you do see your bioluminescence is quite illuminated as you swim farther and farther down. As you get to a point, it opens up into a larger cavern,
Underwater still.
underwater still, and you can see ahead, probably just at the edge of your vision. It's very dark down here, but you can see probably about 60 feet ahead. There's a faint red glow, and looks like there's an opening.
Like go up.
So it's kind of come down into this big cavern and then up.
No. I'm gonna kick off and go.
All right. As you come out of the water, you find yourself in a chamber. It's probably about 50 feet to the other side. You can see there is a red glow inside of this chamber. And you see a figure standing, hand outstretched, on a very large circular formation, blackish glass. Has a faint pulse of red. You can see in her other hand a driftwood staff.
Mama.
So the figure's head turns. You see her fist clench. You weren't supposed to come. And that's where we're gonna end it.
You motherfucker.
Didn't she fully just... Didn't she say, yeah, come meet me here?
She said, "Don't come." She
She
"Where I am,
said, where I am, don't
don't
come.
come."
You can't.
Drop a pin. Send that in text.
I'm safe. Just don't come.
Here's where I am. Don't come here.
I'm at the mall. Do not come.
It's a bad mall.
My friends are here and you'll embarrass me.
I'm
My
hanging
moon
out.
goddess is
Timothy.
here.
You're so unkind to me. Well, okay, well, we're gonna go film a
basically bullying.
Chatwater.
We're gonna go have a domestic.
Bully him about how unkind he is to me personally.
I'm taking this personally.
I took that.
And I took that personally.
100%. Chatwater is the after session talk show where we debrief,
Where we
de-roll,
yell at
and
This is a deep lore.
this is a deep lore app.
Sometimes it's big feelings, sometimes it's big lore. I think it might be a little bit of both.
Little bit of
A little bit of
both.
both. I'm also going to, for lack of a better word, probe at what's going on with Thistle's nuts because that doesn't make sense.
That he has literal acorns. Where
Well,
his testicles
he was
should be.
really excited about the seeds.
Yeah.
But if he's got nuts, then
Yeah, that's
it doesn't-
true.
it
Doesn't
seem
work.
consistent.
Maybe they're ornamental nuts.
Yeah, that's
It's
for
like-
show.
This
You've
is
heard
what we
about
talk
nuts.
about at Chatwater.
Or maybe they're metal
Got a
nuts.
vasectomy a long time ago, and he regrets it.
Are they in a peanut shell? Like a little.
No, maybe they're metal nuts that you screw in.
Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much
Are you
for
guys-
joining
are you
us
gonna-
tonight.
If you guys want to know, you gotta take his pants off to find out.
I
In
am trying
session.
to land the plane. Thank you all so much for coming. We will be back next week, and we're gonna go raid someone awesome this evening. So please stick around. Put your thumbs up. I don't have one. It's your turn.
When you meet multiple semi-deific creatures, be polite and touch their
Okay.
Have a good night, everyone.